Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name is Tom. It's your Gameweek 19 Q&A, and I'm joined by not one, but two members of FPL Family. It looks like some sort of marriage counselling session, but
that's what's happening here, Tom.
That is what's happening. Yes,
but no,
but with FPL context.
Yeah, Cunha is counselling, but no. Lee, Sam, how was Christmas?
Christmas was great. Boxing Day, Spursy.
Yeah, well, I said it was a perfect person to come and talk losses with. Get me over Chelsea's loss, and then Lee rocks
I can help.
top of the league.
Are you in a title race, Tom, or are you not in a title race?
Never
every
were.
Chelsea fan,
Never were.
Right, come on. Harry and every other Chelsea fan I know have never been in a title race. Come on. If you'd have won a couple of weeks ago, you'd have been top of the league by a couple of points. So I think you're still in it, but there's a long way to go.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, Sam, Spurs.
What, in a title race?
See what he did there.
In a
You
top
decided
half
to talk about
race.
Chelsea.
A
Sam,
top half
Spurs.
race.
It's straight.
We're in a battle for relegation with West Ham.
9th and 10th is the new 4th, I've heard.
I've heard so. It's all about the Europa League, Thomas.
Yeah, it's all
That's
about
it.
Europe.
Are you through in that
No.
or not yet?
Not yet, but you know,
We genuinely could have 3 European trophies between us, couldn't we, come the end of the season?
that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
You could have Europa, we'll have Champions League, and they could have the
The conference.
whatever it's called.
The Conference League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about FPL?
Sorry, Tom.
Who did you get for Saka?
Oh, well, that's gone really well now, Tom.
Don't even go there.
Did you not buy Gordon?
No.
Oh, right.
I bought Isak this week though, so that's gone well. But I think I've sold the wrong forward because I was telling you before, wasn't I? I've rage transferred out João Pedro.
Raged him out.
Well, yeah, but ahead of the deadline. Like, 'cause I was so cross with him.
Have you got him tonight then? No.
No, I've rage transferred. He's gone.
Oh, differential territory tonight then. Rubbing my hands with that.
I've kept Evan Nilsson, haven't I? And he didn't even start. Got 1 point. What an absolute moron.
That's why you should never rage transfer
I
anybody
just
else.
had enough of João Pedro. I blame Az. It was Az's fault.
It's always as it's not.
Yeah. But I did get Isak in and he did score, so that was positive.
You didn't get Bruno for Saka then?
No, I already had. But why are you bringing this up? I already
Because
had
because
Bruno.
that was Tom. Did you get Bruno? There's a lot of Brunos
I
in for
bought
Saka
Gordon,
this week.
fortunately.
Oh God, he's good at FPL. This lad, isn't he?
I was
He's good.
considering Jota or Bruno or Gordon. So that went well.
When I bought Diaz, who didn't play a single minute for Saka,
But that's all right because you get your first sub off the bench, which was
Morgan Rogers.
okay.
That went well.
That went well.
Right.
Yeah. But I have got Bruno as well, so now I got to deal with him.
Right, I'm sure we'll chat Bruno replacements. But yeah, get your questions into the chat for the next 40 minutes or so. We'll kick off with that, Sam, from Mark. Is Fernandes a sell or would you just bench him? The thing with benching is he's got Liverpool in 2 weeks, so or in 1 week. But yeah, he's got a blank then Liverpool. So it's pretty... Not sure why you'd keep him.
No, I'm going to sell him. I just
How long did he last in your team?
6 weeks.
Oh, you've had him for a bit, so this is not a 24-hour
yeah.
job like a lot of people will do.
For a 17-point haul, didn't I?
You did, to be fair.
I had it for ages. So I think this might have been it's either week 5 or week 6 of owning Bruno. And it's been, like, to be fair, up until last night, it's actually been quite good. He's returned well and, you know, he's been decent. So that's fine. I'm going to sell. The question is, where am I going to go? So my original plan was to bring in Luis Diaz to capitalise on the Leicester game, which didn't work. But then to sell him, so basically to use that spot as a bit of a rotation thing into every week, play that spot onto somebody better. So now all that's going to happen is rather than selling Luis Diaz, I'll just keep him because surely if he didn't get any minutes against Leicester...
His dad was unwell. Did you see that?
Yeah, so surely he's going to start... That's no good to me, though, is it, Luis Diaz? You know,
His dad was unwell, but he's fine.
So
I think he'd start against West Ham.
well, he better. Otherwise, he and me are going to fall out. Sending some Brussels sprouts in the
In for
post.
Gakpo, do you think?
Yes, because I think so. Gakpo played most of the game and was really good against Leicester, right? Probably man of the match. Nunes played a lot of minutes, and again, I don't want to sit here negging on a Liverpool player, but he just hasn't taken his chance. All that time, then Nunes was out. All that time, Jota was out the team injured with the rib injury. You're expecting Nunes to come in and really take the ball by the horns, make that position his own. He just didn't. And again, last night, he just didn't. He had 1 or 2 chances, but wasn't that great. So I think it will be Diaz left, Jota middle, and Salah right against West Ham. I'm prepared to be wrong because there's always rotation, but that's what I think it'll be.
Well, it better be. So
I think so.
So now what's going to happen is I'm going to keep Diaz. and I'll sell Bruno Fernandes. The question is, where do I go? Because I kind of feel like I'm back in the same conversation again as I was last week. So the original plan was to go for a Spurs midfielder for the Wolves game, and to try and kind of capitalise on that one. What I should have done actually, rather than going for DS, is I should have followed my gut, because I spoke a lot about Jared Bowen last week, and then ahead of the Southampton game, and then didn't do it, which is what I should have done. So yes, I think replace Bruno. If you don't have a Liverpool midfielder, then I would go there and get a second one, because I do think one of them's going to get the start. I still like the Anthony Gordon pick. I think you did well with that one, Tom. I think he's still a really nice option.
What a goal as well, by the way.
Yeah.
What a goal.
I also think that the Spurs midfielders aren't bad picks, because we will score. We can't defend. So all we can do, we're basically going to be playing with, James Maddison might have to play centre-back. It's that bad at the moment.
What is the back four, genuinely, now? What is the back four?
Sam.
You doggy.
Sam's
Against
in it,
United.
isn't she?
I might. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be in the stands on Sunday, but I think I might get a call up.
Take your boots.
I think they might be, at the beginning of the game going, is anyone fit? Can anyone make the team? The back four, well, it's going to be Udogie and Archie Gray. Okay. And then the other two, Pedro Porro will come back in for Spence. So that's not so bad. So it's just who's going to play instead of Dragusin if Dragusin can't play.
And then rushing back?
In an ideal world, you'd want Romero back, but he's going to be later than Van der Ven, from what I understand. Van der Ven was supposed to be back first week of Jan, so it is actually only like a few days early. So I suggest, put some gaffer tape around his hamstrings and send him back out there.
There's no way he's going to come back.
Tom, the bottom line is that I think we might have to play you. So if you could get your boots, get on down to...
I'd put a couple of own goals in.
Shut up, you. And so, but anyway, the point is that in defence, don't touch them with an absolute barge pole, but the attackers maybe.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think Gordon and Sarr I'd buy ahead of Diaz and Jota.
Ismaila Sarr, I like that. That's a good shout. I quite like Eze as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd go Gordon, I think. I went Gordon last week, so I wouldn't change my mind, but... Or Sarr. I don't really want the Jota Diaz headaches, I don't think, especially with Gakpo playing so well.
Yeah, the thing with it is that I was fully prepared to be wrong. My feeling going into the Leicester game was that Jota had come on as a sub 3 times, hadn't he? Once in Europe, I think, and twice in the league in the build-up to that game. So I'm thinking he's due a start at some stage. But when I brought him in, I think he will start either Leicester or West Ham. Now, I thought he would start Leicester, honestly. But because he hasn't, nothing's guaranteed, but I'm almost certain he's going to start with Diaz in the West Ham game. And I think that's a really good game for him.
Particularly with Fabianski out.
We're just scoring so many goals at the minute as well. We're now the league's top scorers, 40 goals. So we're ahead of you lot now, and I think ahead of Chelsea as well on 39. He's got 16 of them, Salah. But the rest seem to be quite spread out amongst that forward. So Gakpo, Jota, Diaz, all pretty good picks. The thing with investing in the Liverpool attack is having just Salah is not enough anymore, because everyone's got Salah. I think his EO against the Leicester game, against Leicester, was like 198% or something. So although I celebrated when the goal went in, Tom, I was like, from FPL, mean absolutely nothing, because I captained him and so's half the world, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting though, isn't it? Because when you look at it, there's a fair few that you could go with. I keep pondering on the second Chelsea attacker.
Jackson or no one. There's no midfielders.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jackson though, Tom? He's like 1 in 5 now for Jackson. He's properly gone off the boil, or have Chelsea gone off the boil a bit, attacking wise?
He's still got chances. He's got chances. He hit the post against Everton. He'll be fine. I think he'll probably still start against Ipswich because. What did you think of the substitution on 73?
Just
done for the sake of it.
I think he got that massively wrong, Maresca. I think he got that wrong.
And because you holding up nothing out the box.
No, and I think Jackson does a really good job of holding up the ball and taking the pressure off the defence, and he's strong and he'll hold off a couple of defenders and all that good stuff. And Nkunku doesn't do that, and Nkunku's a service striker. So for the Maresca system, Jackson is way better. So I think from an ex-Mins perspective, I'd pick Jackson's an all right pick. But we don't get any FPL points for hold-up play. We don't get any FPL points for
I think
bullying defenders.
The fixtures are still there. Ipswich, you're not going to sell him before Ipswich.
No, You can't.
You hold him for Ipswich, yeah. Is it Ipswich away,
And then
isn't
it's
it?
Palace,
And then another away game.
Wolves, Bournemouth,
Palace
West
away,
Ham.
though? That's hard, isn't it? That's
I
hard.
wouldn't say hard. I don't know. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's on a poor run, but Cunha went through 2 or 3 blanks and then got scoring again. I think.
He's a fine hold.
He's now out
Fine
forever,
hold,
according to
Jackson.
Boona. So get him
just
out.
to clarify.
Oh, did you fall for that?
Lee,
100% I fell for it.
Why?
The Athletic fell for it. I can fall for it.
Oh.
There's people in the chat saying I fell for the Boona thing. I absolutely did. I was like, oh, right. Now I've got... Then I'm thinking, do I get Jackson? Who do I get? And then, the guy, honestly...
I wish he was out.
Properly
that's
done
one
me
less
there.
problem for the Spurs
Properly
defence to
done me
worry
there.
about.
I didn't transfer out Cunha just for clarity. But, when the Athletic said it, I'm like, well, it's true then, isn't it?
So in a couple of words, best Fernandes replacements, 1 or 2 from each of you. I'm saying Gordon and then Sarr.
Yeah, I like those 2, but I would also bracket. I still think Luis Diaz is going to be a really good pick over the next few weeks, and I think Kulusevski's a decent shout too for this week.
Jota and Gordon.
Fair enough. Cool. Next question. Goalkeeper transfer this week, Pickford or Henderson?
Pickford. When Pickford saved that penalty yesterday, we were watching it, weren't we? And we both went, nothing would surprise you more than to see Pickford pull out and save
the
it.
faces and stuff, and you're just like, oh, it's so Pickford. And the way that Haaland is right now, you're like, yeah, this would just not shock me if he saved this.
No.
And he just did it. I'd probably have to go for him, I mean, he's the highest scoring keeper in the game, isn't he?
Just having a look.
Got to be.
I'd go Henderson, I think, with the fixtures.
The fixtures are good.
Cheaper as well, 0.5 cheaper.
It's got Southampton, Chelsea, Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, Man United. Whereas Pickford's got Forest, Bournemouth, Villa, Spurs, Brighton, Leicester. I don't think there's much in those fixtures because I think with Everton, they're so... if Chris is in the chat, no offence, but they are so boring usually with the way that they play. Like they're defensively really good.
Not a boring goal from Ndiaye at the weekend.
Well, no, that wasn't at the weekend, to be fair. But
Pickford has a double. That's a fair point.
And he has a double. Whereas with Crystal Palace, like I think in attack they're good, but I suspect that the clean sheets will drop in a fair few of those games. Like Chelsea couldn't score against them. I think West Ham might as well. Brentford should. Man United easily could. Like I think there's at least, realistically, I think they probably got 2 clean sheets in the next 6, whereas Everton could bore everyone into 4 clean sheets out of that one.
What about Sells? Is he better than both of them?
Sells.
He's cheaper.
Everton,
Pickford.
Wolves,
How much
Liverpool.
is Pickford's 4.9 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that's 0.5 cheaper than the others.
I don't mind the Sells pick. Everton, Wolves, Liverpool, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton. I don't mind that at all. They're defensively really good.
All those defences are pretty good, aren't they? The thing that would swing it for me, I think, is that I'm likely to go at some stage, if not this week, then maybe next for Munoz. And a lot of FPL managers will have Aina or Mikalenko or some of those guys. Whereas, although to be fair, who's the Everton defender that everyone's got?
No, Mikalenko. You mean?
Sorry, I mean the other guy from Forest.
Milenkovic.
Yeah, Milenkovic. But so Mikalenko's there as well. So I just think the Forest defenders and the Palace defender, as in Munoz, because I don't think there's anybody else from Palace we're going to go for in the defence. Because of that, I'd probably then lean towards Pickford because I don't think I'd want to double up on any defences. Put it that way.
No, I think it depends on who you've got a defender from, doesn't it? I actually, if you don't have a Forest defender, then going for Sells makes a lot of sense. But I suspect that actually Pickford is probably the right answer here with the extra fixture.
Pickford's the right answer, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good segue onto defenders. Morgan asked Munoz or Milenkovic / Aina to buy. So let's talk defenders. I'm getting Munoz this week for Dallo. Dallo's been an awful pick.
Yeah,
so get rid of him.
I've got him too.
For Munoz, Southampton at home. He's got the most XG of any defender this season. Munoz had another shot at the weekend. Had Palace's best chance. So yeah, it's pretty easy for me. I'd get Munoz this week.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's what a transfer that I was looking at before Bruno got himself sent off. So yeah, otherwise I probably would have done that this week. I might
You're
do
not bitter
it.
about the Bruno thing, are you?
Not bitter about it at all. No, not at all. But yeah, I agree.
Munoz. Leah, you get Munoz at some point?
Probably. I think it's such a good entry point for him this week, isn't it? the thing with me is, who do I get rid of? I mean, I still got Rico, for goodness sake. And when that goal went in at the Etihad, when Ndiaye did score, I almost knee-jerked Rico Lewis out there, and then I was like, right, I've shown so much faith in you. Home to Everton, who can't score, and you've gone and conceded a goal. So it's either him or Ait-Nouri. I like Ait-Nouri, but the fixtures are quite difficult. So one of those two for Munoz probably, but I haven't decided.
Yeah, cool. Demetrius, thank you for the super chat. Is Cunha banned from the Spurs game? No, he's not. He
better be.
As of 4:20 on the 27th, he is.
Depends who you follow on Twitter, doesn't it?
He's good to go. And famous last words, but I don't expect he'll be banned now. Like, it's almost 5 o'clock on a Friday. So,
well, the game's not till Sunday, though.
Yeah, but they didn't work Saturdays today.
Who knows, Tom?
You were saying this time last week you don't think he'll play 2 games.
No, I thought he played last weekend. But as soon as they hadn't announced anything over the weekend, I was like, I think this is a problem because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So
he'll be fine, to be honest. I think.
I want him banned tomorrow.
Can I ask a question that has the potential to upset you quite a lot?
Why though?
More than welcome.
Would you captain Cunha this week?
Oh, shut up!
Would you captain? Seriously?
You're such an idiot.
I think he's the third best pick.
Come on
yeah.
here.
I think he's up there for I think he's in the conversation. If Salah wasn't Salah and doing what Salah does, and there was more of a conversation, I think Cunha would be in it, definitely.
I mean, I do agree. You can't do.
High line, getting in behind.
This is the last time I'm having you on this Q&A. This is where's Az? Bring Az back. Don't get this much grief with Az.
What are you both on Salah though for captaincy? Because it's currently on Palmer for me, I think.
Yeah, but you're a delusional Chelsea fan.
Well, we are playing Ipswich, and he outscored Salah this week by a point. But yeah, I'd probably go back to Salah, but I think it's a conversation.
I'm going Mo, and I think Isak is up there probably as well in the conversation. There is a conversation this week, no doubt about it. Isak and Cunha, I think, are both in it. Cunha's definitely in it, for sure. He's the highest scoring forward in the game right now.
I'm going to go and give him a ban on Sunday afternoon. I just walk out there and you're banned.
Definitely in it. Isak is 100% in it as well, because United are all over the place, right? And they've got no Bruno, but also what's going missed by a lot of people is Ugate's not going to be there either, right? I think he's picked up his 5th yellow. So they've got no midfield, right? It's going to be Eriksen, Mainu, and I don't know, Mainu's Nan or something, right? Against Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, who's come in and been sensational for them in the 6. Who else plays in the middle there? It's Tonali, Bruno, and Joelinton as well. I mean, talk about boss it. They are going to absolutely kill him in midfield, Newcastle. And I just think that's going to open it up for that's why I think Gordon's a great pick. I think you're right to have him. And I think Isak's a great pick. Could be captaincy option as well. So I'm probably going to default to Mo. But yeah, Isak and especially Isak, but Cunha as well, I think, is in the conversation. And Palmer.
If Arsenal beat Ipswich 4 or 5-0 tonight, I think people will start looking at Palmer a bit more.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Question from Sushan. If you did have Haaland away at Leicester,
no,
would you consider captaining him?
I wouldn't. There's no form from the team or him.
Yeah, but Leicester are shockingly bad.
Well, they are, Tom, but like you've just made a case for you. You've got.
No, I probably wouldn't, but I'm just trying to put it to you.
I don't see it. He's got no form. They've got no form. Whereas you've got players in good form, in teams in good form, with good fixtures. So for me, he's already a bit of a differential now anyway. So if you've got him, that's enough.
Yeah, I don't think you can captain him, but you're not selling him, right? If you've kept the faith this long for whatever reason, then
you haven't been logging in for a
keep
few
on
weeks.
keeping the faith.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly right. Just enjoy your Christmas.
Says can see Ait-Nouri scoring against Spurs.
Yep. Well, I could see most people scoring against Spurs. To be fair, so that wouldn't shock anyone. We've got no defenders.
He's currently on my bench, but I don't like it.
Over who?
Much rather over Hull. Playing Hull at Old Trafford rather than Ait-Nouri.
You can't bench Lewis Hall again.
I keep benching him, Lewis Hall. Yeah, and he keeps bringing home the points, doesn't he? What has he got? Another 6-pointer this week that I've benched.
Yeah.
But then so did Ait-Nouri. I benched Ait-Nouri this week. He's got 6 points as well. Played Trent instead. Brilliant.
Speaking of Trent, question from Morgan. I've got this situation as well. Stick with Van Dijk or switch to Trent. I was thinking about Van Dijk to Trent for a hit, like sort of Christmas Day night. I didn't do it, but that Leicester fixture was tempting. But now that really good home fixture's out of the way, I probably wouldn't use a transfer on that. Unless you've built up 3 or 4, in which case it's maybe worth it. But Lee, you're probably best placed to answer that.
But go on, you go, because you're about to say something about Trent then. You've been negative about my boy, aren't you?
I don't think it's worth investing in the Liverpool defence.
We are sloppy. We do love a sloppy goal.
You just concede 1 or 2. And right, I just think if Trent was 5 million, at 5.5 million, even 6, then the conversation is really different. I just think with the way things are right now, I wouldn't want to spend 7 million on him.
We're definitely sloppy. Like in that Leicester game, up until who scored the goal? AU. Up until the AU goal, they didn't have the ball. Leicester didn't have the ball, and Liverpool were just swaggering about, thinking, right, at some stage we'll get the goal and we'll just get this game done 2 or 3-0. And then no, you can't do that in the Premier League. Same against Spurs, 5-1 up, swaggering around, thinking we've won the league, 2 goals in quick succession. And then Spurs had a corner after that, and it's like, bloody hell, this could actually be 4-5 if we're not careful. So, but then we switch back on. So then we switch back on at the Spurs game, and we got control of it again. Okay, 6th goal. Then the same with Leicester. Okay, we'll switch back on. Let's just assert our authority again. But we do have these lapses where we do get a little bit too, what's the word? A bit of complacency dips in and out every now and again. And I think you're right. That all you need if you're investing in Trent is just a lapse in concentration, a goal against, and Liverpool don't care because we win 3 or 4-1. But it's that one as a Trent owner that kills you. So
I just don't think that with the constant conceding of 1 goal here and there, you can own a £7 million defender when you can have, particularly one that's not regularly getting attacking returns. Like I know that in that game he came off the bench, he got those 2 assists for Salah, and everyone was like, "Oh, I've got to get right back on him again." I just don't see the value yet. Like if he can consistently start getting attacking returns, then I'll jump on. I'm sure.
We don't need the money. That's the thing is we don't need we've got plenty of money, so that's why I've got Trent. But if I was scrimping and saving, for sure I'd be going, well, I can ditch him for a Forest defender and save 2 million. Yeah, I agree with you. But at the moment, I don't need it.
I'd rather have I'm no longer trebled up on Arsenal because I haven't got Saka anymore. Like in my head, I'm kind of like, well, I'd rather add another Arsenal defender into my ranks than I would have Trent.
Treble Arsenal?
Yeah.
Would you?
Okay. Because they are tighter.
Maybe. What do you think, Tom? You got Trent?
I've got Van Dijk. I've had him for 3 weeks. So I think he's got 3 points.
Yeah.
But I'm not as down as you. I think you're going to keep clean sheets. It's just this happens with good teams. You can see the odd goal, but West Ham, United, Forest, Brentford, Ipswich, Bournemouth, Wolves.
There's clean sheets in there somewhere, isn't there? Got to be.
Kept Man City out 4 weeks ago. Although I suppose that's not. Yeah, now that's not that impressive, but
even Spurs did that.
Yeah, that kind of proves my point, though, doesn't it? We go into a game against City, which for the last 4, 5, 6 years has been like a game where we have to be fully switched on 100%. So we go into it fully switched on 100% for the whole game, and we keep a clean sheet. But Leicester at home, 5-1 up at Spurs. It's like, I'm going to keep mentioning it, 5-1 up at Spurs.
I'm going to punch you in the face in a minute.
It's like we get complacent, and when you get complacent, you get sloppy. And in this league, you get punished for that. So, yeah, I'm not sure I'd be recommending anybody buy Van Dijk or Trent at the minute. But if you've got, it's a hold. I'm got Trent and I'm holding.
Yeah, for sure. Questions. Colm says, are we captaining Isak next Wednesday? Sorry, Sam.
Colm?
This is actually a question, though, because who have you got next week? Oh, United at home, yeah. That's probably not a question.
Fixtures next week look like? Gameweek 20.
Liverpool have got Man United, so...
Liverpool, Man U. So it's Mo, innit?
Yeah.
Go for Mo.
Isak not a bad bet, though.
Newcastle don't travel well to Spurs, historically. We should have, hopefully, some defenders then.
Well, historically, the last times they've travelled to Spurs, you've had a defence.
That's true.
It's only, Sam, it's only a week, though.
Yeah, but that's all right, Tom. A week's a long time at Spurs to get somebody fit. We give them some magic sponge treatment.
Yeah, but then they go off after 20 minutes, don't they?
No, that's the trouble.
Just looking at the fixture, Villa have got the best fixture.
You're not suggesting we captain Ollie Watkins, are you?
Well, he's going to play, isn't he? He's going to play because Duran's out.
Oh, Duran's out. You're not going to buy him, though, are you?
I'm not buying him, no. I'm not buying him. Just sold him. But Morgan Rogers, captain? Not doing it, are we?
No, thank you.
Not doing it.
No.
That's a good segue to best 3 forwards on a wild card. I think so. I've got Cunha, Jackson, and João Pedro, and I've got money to do Isak in for Cunha as soon as it's needed.
As soon as Bruno tells you.
Yeah. But I think the Watkins is interesting because the next 2 games, what is it? It's Brighton and Leicester at home.
Yeah.
It's not a bad punt if you got a
I think if I were wildcard in now, I think I'd go Watkins, yeah.
Watkins, Isak.
Yeah, for those 2.
And who?
I still have Cunha.
All right,
Isak,
just
Cunha,
for a minute, imagine that Cunha was banned.
But he's not. We got to stop.
But he's going to be. So if you were wildcarding, you're not going to get him in.
This is mad, isn't it? It's mad. I absolutely love owning Cunha at the minute. And the reason I love owning Cunha is not only is he absolute class and he's the top bet, he's the best forward in the game right now, maybe other than Isak. But anyone that's not got him isn't getting him because they're going, well, he's going to be banned in a minute now. But he's not getting banned.
Yeah, but he will get banned, Lee.
Well,
and
when?
so on a wildcard, I don't know whenever the FA decides.
He's got another 50
Monday
points.
morning, probably.
No, probably Monday morning. You can't, on a wildcard, I'm sorry, you cannot buy Cunha.
Okay.
You
Who
can't.
would you have them?
Isak and Jackson.
Jackson, 1 in 5 Jackson. You two loving Jackson a bit too.
Yeah, but what
Not
Isak had
okay.
1 in 5 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you've got to start somewhere. And then I think...
You'd have DCL at this rate, would you? Jackson, DCL.
If João
No,
Pedro
I
scores
wouldn't.
tonight, he'll be back in the conversation.
If João Pedro scores tonight, Tom, I'm going to delete my FPL team and in a rage.
Yeah.
Why are you celebrating that?
Because it'd be amazing.
Brighton,
Pedro's
Brentford, he will score. Brentford have as many
No,
injuries as you do.
He's
at the back.
getting sent off tonight.
I didn't realise you'd raged him out, and I've still got him. I'm now looking forward to that Brighton game tonight.
I'm not.
Cannot wait.
We're getting a takeaway to help me get through it.
What about a Fulham forward?
Hang on.
They got nice
right.
fixtures.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the trouble with a Fulham
Which
forward
one?
is, which one?
That is
Is
the
it Muniz? Is
That
it
is
Raul Jimenez? You don't know. If one of them was definitely going to get the nod, then yes, I absolutely think Fulham forward would be probably the way that I would go.
Jesus.
Jesus is the one. Jesus is the one that I'm thinking about because it's fun, isn't it? And he's 6.8. Like he's so cheap now, and
He's got haul potential as well. That's what I like about him. It's just like when he gets a goal, he gets a couple of goals usually.
And they got Spurs. Oh my god, we got to play an North London derby in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, but you said everyone will be back, Sam.
That don't really matter against in the North London derby, Tom. Like whether everyone's back or not, it's going to be a disaster.
Van der Ven and his Weetabix hamstrings, they'll be back.
Listen,
They'll
you
be
can
back.
say what you want about the rest of the Spurs defence, but you leave Mickey out of it.
Solanke, Sam, any love?
I've got Solanke.
Of course, there's love. What do you mean, any love? Of
Who
course,
have you got?
too
You've
much
got
love.
Isak, Solanke, and...
Bloody Evan Nilsson, because I rage transferred out the wrong one.
So who
didn't
are you
I?
looking to buy then? Who's...
Jackson.
Jackson.
What I would like to do is do Jackson for Evan Nilsson. That's what I'd like to do. But I've now got a Bruno Fernandes shaped problem to deal with.
Because you not play Rodgers
So-
this week.
Yeah. So that's what I will do. So what I'll do is I'll bench Evan Nilsson and I'll play Rodgers, probably. And I'll use the Bruno money because that's more of a priority than dealing with Evan Nilsson. He can just sit on the bench for a week. And I'll deal with Bruno and
Johan Visser, Southampton next week. City the week after. 2 whipping boys.
Mateta, Southampton.
Mateta I like. But I think I prefer one of the midfielders
Yeah,
instead.
SAR's put 1.6 cheaper.
Yeah.
Mateta's
Chris
stats
Wood.
have got better. Have got better.
I have only relatively recently sold Chris Wood, but I do think I'll probably end up going back there. Evan Nilsson back to Chris Wood, which is a transfer I should never have made.
I don't know about that. He was looking all right, Evan Nielsen. The stats did look all right. There's a lot getting on him, and the fixtures were good. I think that was an all right transfer. You just got the wrong end of the stick there. Got the wrong outcome.
Maybe. Yeah, and maybe if you've got the money for a punt, you could go for Ollie Watkins for a couple of weeks while
Yeah.
Joanne is banned.
Yeah. So keep getting questions in, guys. We just got to do a quick sleeper shout out. So, and the cameras aren't on the screen. That's good.
I've left my phone in the other room, Tom, so I can't even tell you how I'm getting on with my sleeper pick'ems.
Not sure why the camera's not working.
That looks amazing. That's
The
all.
sleeper
I'm
screen,
loving
that's
that.
a massive rookie error. I'll quickly copy this over. But in the meantime, Sam, I'll ask you, what do you think I've predicted Spurs Wolves for?
Well, it appears you put us down to draw the game, Thomas.
Thoughts on that?
Thoughts on that? I love the way you asked the
He
question.
just asks me this.
Thoughts on that?
Thoughts on that, Sam? How bad do you think it's going to be?
I thought that
We'll
was
score
generous,
goals at home.
to be honest.
We'll score goals at home. Oh my god, you two are a
This is just one
nightmare.
big Sam wind up
Whose
stream.
idea
I
was
do
this?
apologise. I do apologise.
It's your fault.
Tom invited me on. I can see why now.
Fight yourself on. Yeah, probably will be a draw if we're lucky. Otherwise, we might lose.
Can we just note this? Sorry, are we talking about match day 19? Sleeper pick'ems. Look what I've predicted.
You've actually gone for a Spurs win, but
Home win.
But I also
He did that
predicted.
3 weeks ago.
I'm doing quite well. Yeah, he did. I'm doing quite well in pick'ems this week because I predicted the Everton Man City draw.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've done rubbish in pick'em this week.
Have you?
I've got only 3.
3?
Yeah.
What have you got right?
3 out of 5. So I went for the. Oh no, that's tonight. That's not even played yet. I went for a draw. Wolves and Man U.
Right.
That was wrong. Liverpool win. That was correct. I went for City home to Everton. That was
I
wrong.
didn't. I got that right.
I went for Bournemouth at home to Palace. That was wrong.
I think I put a draw there.
I went for the draw Chelsea Fulham, which was nearly. But don't get me wrong.
Lee
not
celebrated
happy
that
to
second
see
Fulham goal quite a bit.
I did celebrate that.
I
Tom.
bet he did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did celebrate
You
that.
could have done it if my dad was here, though. He'd have sat there very quietly.
Newcastle home win, Forest home win. So I did predict you to lose this week. And then I thought Southampton would beat West Ham. I just thought Saints might bit of, new manager or lack of manager bounce and get back in the groove a little bit. But no, clearly not.
Wow.
Clearly not.
All right. Yeah.
I've gone for a Spurs win against Wolves because, glutton for punishment and all
You're a
that.
dreamer, Sam.
I am. You got
West Ham,
Tom,
Liverpool.
if you don't have any hope,
Liverpool win.
Liverpool win.
Villa, Brighton.
You on Villa to beat Brighton?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone Villa.
I think that might be a draw.
Yeah. And then Chelsea, Ipswich. I've gone with Chelsea.
I've gone with Ipswich. No, I'm joking. I've gone with Chelsea.
But yeah, do get involved in our Pick'em League via the link in the description. Some cool weekly prizes, and you just got to predict all 10 games. And yeah, do you think Spurs will win? So maybe.
Yeah, I think Spurs will win. Cunha's going to get banned tonight and be out forever.
Sam, the FA are having leftover turkey. They're not worrying about appeal.
They're leaving it till the last minute to tell you, just to wind you up, Tom.
Yeah. 1 minute past 11 on Sunday.
Literally, as the deadline passes, they announce the ban.
Cool. One free transfer. Who's the biggest priority, Sarr or Munoz?
Depends what's going on in the rest of your team, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of FPL managers' midfields are looking actually all right. So do you need to go and
Well, it depends if you've got
fix it
Bruno.
even more? Well, yeah, so Bruno's definitely a question mark. But a lot of defences are in dire straits. So I would pick whichever you feel is the weakest position you're at the minute. Do you feel like your midfield's weak or your defence is weak? And then go and strengthen it with a Palace player. For me, it'd be Munoz, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd go Sarr. If it was just a straight choice between the two, I think I prefer the Sarr pick.
Yeah, probably more likely to get a haul, possibly. Bigger upside. But Eddie is in the same situation as you, Sam. Who to get him for Evan Nielsen?
Cunha.
I might go back to João Pedro if he scores tonight. I think but the thing is, I do actually think there's quite a lot of options. If you've got a little bit of money, I think Chris Wood is a really nice pick. Like, I regret selling Chris Wood more than most of the other things that I've regretted this year. I still really like the Jackson pick. I know you don't agree, but I still really do like the Jackson pick, and I think it's a decent option.
He says he's got 6-1 to spend, so that's not a lot.
So not enough
Jackson,
Wood.
is it?
It's the Fulham ones are really annoying. How much is Mateta? Is he
7-2.
What's he?
No, he's 7-2.
7-2?
Yeah.
It's probably João
Creepers.
Pedro, to be fair.
It probably is João Pedro because you can't really go for a Jimenez or a Muniz because you don't really know which one of them is gonna.
He says he's
Gonna
benching
start.
Bruno and playing Rodgers. To be honest, I'd probably bench over Nielsen, sell Bruno for Sarr
That's
or
what I'm
Gordon,
doing.
get some money, and then next week you can do Evan Nielsen to whoever you want.
Somebody better. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Evan
Nuclear
Nielsen
Atoms.
was so cheap, actually. 6 mil, you can't go anywhere, can you?
Yeah.
If we get a league, is KDB worth the punt for Bruno against Leicester? You'd have to get a league. Not without a league. I can't. He's been benched he's hardly played any football.
Yeah, because that's the trouble, isn't it? He's got that long-term injury. He's come back from it because of the other problems they had. He was forced to play twice in a week. when he wasn't really ready to play twice in a week, and now he's being protected.
No chance I'd do that. Well, this is the Newcastle game, isn't it, next?
No, Leicester.
Oh, Leicester.
If you got a leak,
If
maybe,
there was a news
but
that he was going to play, then potentially, but I don't like it. You've got to find more money as well
a
to go
problem
from
next
Bruno to
week as well.
KDB.
Yeah.
it'll just be a problem the week after.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Bench one of Rodgers. He's got Brighton at home, Semenyo, Fulham away, and Castagna, Bournemouth at home. I'm playing Rodgers over Semenyo this week.
I would, yeah.
I'd bench Semenyo of those three, yeah.
Would you not bench Castagna?
Well,
I think I'd play
dunno.
the attacker, to be fair.
well, normally we say about the attack, but Castagna's got some attacking threat there.
Depends what they play. I mean, they went for a back three against you, didn't they? And I watched some of the highlights of that game. And Castagna, but Robinson in particular. I mean, talk about attacking. It was absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
They were just two forwards basically. And Robinson in particular, which is why I've got my my eye on him this week.
Got him.
I haven't got him. No, I haven't got him. But I should have got him a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't have the money to do it. Do you remember? I didn't have the Ait-Nouri to Robinson money, and then he went and got a clean sheet. I was like, yeah, if I'd have done the money, I would have done that. But now because of the Saka thing, I have got the money, so I can go to Robinson if I want to. And with two reasonable-looking home games there, I don't mind it. And if they're going to play that back three regularly with them two as high up as that, I mean, they both did a great job pushing back Neto and Sancho in your game. Those two couldn't get forward, right? Because the Castagna and Robinson were so far forward. So I like Castagna as a budget pick. But if you can afford it, Robinson on that side, oh man, I love him. I think he's great. I'd have him at Liverpool as a Robertson replacement all day long.
You wouldn't really need any new songs, would you? You could just
Just
replace
about the
Robertson with
song,
Robinson
yeah.
quite easily. It'd be
That's
quite
right.
easy, yeah.
So I like Robinson. I would be very tempted to play him. Yeah, very tempted.
Bench Timber, Mikolenko, or Castagna. So that is Timber has West Ham away, is it? Oh, that might be completely wrong.
I'll
Get
have a
these
look.
up.
This is for so Timber's got Brentford.
Brentford away. Mikolenko has Forest at home, and Castagna has Bournemouth at home. I think I'd bench.
I don't think you can bench Timber.
No, I wouldn't bench.
Can't bench an Arsenal player. You just can't.
So you're choosing basically between Castagna and Mikolenko. So it's basically which one do you think has got more?
Forest have got the tools to score against Everton. I know it's Everton. I know they're playing defensively very, very well, but Forest have got the tools to do something there.
Yeah,
So have Bournemouth though.
I think Castagna's
Yeah.
a bit more attacking, possibly.
Yeah, a bit more maybe.
All right, I'll go with you both. I think you might.
Close call though, that
John
one.
Mikolenko.
Close call.
Yeah.
Okay, last few questions. Mitoma, Semenyo, or Mbeumo? I'm not sure if that's the buy or
Mitoma.
play, but assume it's buy.
Mbeumo at home to Arsenal. They're at home though, aren't they? I know it's Arsenal, but they're at home.
Yeah, but
Not been quite so good recently, but just this season they've been so good.
no.
You wouldn't play him against Arsenal?
Who was the other two options?
Mitoma, Semenyo. So
Got
Mitoma
Villa.
is Villa away.
Villa.
Semenyo is Fulham away.
I mean, Villa do not keep. They're leaky at the back. They don't keep a clean sheet.
I'd be playing Mbeumo. That's for sure.
So which one are you going to bench? Are you Semenyo?
Semenyo.
Yeah, Semenyo is
Yeah.
not. He's only got 2 returns in 12 weeks. He's not that consistent.
Yeah.
I don't think Mbeumo is going to get anything either. But if you
Have a look at Mitoma tonight and then make a decision.
yeah,
Would you buy Mateta over Jackson? I'd be slightly wary of buying Jackson this week. I think he'll start, but there's a chance that Nkunku could play. And Mateta's got
I
Southampton
would
at
do
home.
that. I would do that. I know I'm coming across as very anti Jackson, and I'm not, because he's got good fixtures and he's obviously a good player. But Southampton at home. This is why I bought Jota this week. All right, it hasn't worked out. But the feeling behind bringing Jota in this week was that you've got, if he plays, a 3.2 differential at home to Leicester is green arrow territory if he does anything. Now Mateta's the same. Mateta's, I don't know what his ownership is. I'm guessing it's under 5%. So you've got an under 5% at home. Stats trending in the right direction at home to Southampton. This is classic upside chasing, isn't it? You've got to go for something like that, right? You've got to go for something like that.
yeah. Whereas I'd have Jackson.
Or you'd go for Jackson because he's 30% owned and it'd do nothing for your rank.
I'd go for Jackson, and because I'd rather have Ismail Assar or Eze in the middle.
Okay, fair, yeah.
Fair comment. I got asked this question from Nuclear Atoms. Does Sam believe Spurs will beat Liverpool in the Cup?
Do you?
It's magic, the cup.
Is the League Cup magic?
League Cup's not magic.
Not convinced there's much magic.
There's all magic
Carabao
in cup
magic.
nights. There's magic in cup nights. And
Where's the first leg?
it's Spurs.
So that's advantage Liverpool then.
No, because by then everyone will be fit.
And then
By
rested
February.
probably.
No chance.
Battling relegation.
There's no chance that you rest everyone.
Tom, he's guaranteed him a trophy. And it's his second
We've been
season.
guaranteed
Oh,
a
that's all right
trophy.
They're guaranteed a
Tom,
trophy.
that's been guaranteed. I've been promised a picture of my players with a big silver trophy in their hand at Wembley and a nice day out. I've been promised that by a nice man from Australia. He promised me it, and you trust all the Aussies.
Does this man still have a job, or is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Right.
He still has a job, and we like him.
We do, mate.
Do you
We do,
genuinely
he's our
still?
mate.
Do you genuinely still think he's like?
Yeah, mate.
I just think he'll be gone in the summer.
Well, that's ages away, Tom. We're at Christmas.
They'd have won a trophy by then, Tom.
Tom, we'll have won a
He's
trophy. We'll have won
guaranteed it.
2 trophies by then.
Come on, stop being negative,
We'll
Tom.
have the Europa League and the League Cup by then. Maybe the FA Cup as well.
Europa League,
Free.
yeah.
European and domestic double he's doing, Tom. Have you not heard this? Have you not heard this? This is the narrative that
Excuse me,
Spurs fans want.
it's the treble.
Treble? What's the third
FA
one?
Cup is coming
Were you
home
winning
as well.
the FA Cup as well?
Please.
Yeah.
Goodness sake.
You don't
Would it
need
be
it.
quadruple then, wouldn't it? 'Cause
Aren't
you
you
won that
you're
shield
playing a
in
national
pre-season,
league
didn't
team, aren't you?
You're having the league. You can have the league. They've got the conference.
You can have the league.
So you got the league. They got the conference. We're all happy in this stream. So yeah, I do believe we
Who
can
have you
beat
got drawn in
Liverpool.
the cup? FA
You've
Cup.
got you got Tamworth.
We've got Tamworth.
Tamworth, brilliant.
Yeah.
We've got Tuffen, we have.
Who you got?
Accrington,
Oh
Stanley.
yeah, who are they? No, I think we'll be all right in the League Cup. I think we'll win.
All right.
We're not
Fair
watching
play.
it together.
Are you going to the first leg?
I'm going anywhere that Lee's not when that game's on. It didn't end well last time we watched the game
6-3.
together.
Oh, wow.
Because you can't help yourself. You've got to say things.
Of course I have at 5-1. I'm celebrating. Of course I
I don't
am.
need you to celebrate your team. I don't want you to speak about my team. Stop speaking about my team. You speak about your own team.
Tom just casually got the water back. Could be popcorn, couldn't it? Just
It's good.
casual.
It's
Tom's
good,
like
this.
living his best life today. Just listen to us argue. Yeah, there you go.
There you go, nuclear atoms.
Well, we get
Spurs through to the League Cup
nuclear-
final. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you see us in March in Wembley lifting a trophy.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll see. A couple more FPL questions. Would you buy Timber or Saliba? Got to be Timber, surely.
I've got Timber and I like him.
Yeah,
And I'd buy him
cheaper,
again.
More attacking.
Cheap. It's the cheaper thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Sell Cunha for Isak this week. I can, and I'm not going to. I think that's... I wouldn't do that.
I don't think you can do it this week. I think you have to wait for the ban. Can you get somebody else sold for Isak instead? But I think you have to wait for his ban. It's coming. It's just how quickly it comes.
He's just going to get a 10 grand fine and move on, isn't he?
Correct.
He's not going to get a fine.
That'd be
He
so
will get
funny.
back.
That
You
would be so
cannot
funny.
take the man's glasses off his face.
Specsavers sponsorship, and then he's done.
You can't. I'm afraid you can't do it.
Apology, fine, move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not be selling Cunha this week. Absolutely not. Even for Isak. But if you've got another route to Isak, have a look at it.
What if Mickey van der Ven is back?
Even better. Even better.
Sam, he's
'Cause
not
he'll
going to be...
break
He's
in
been
10
said
minutes.
he's going to be out until 2025.
Tom, I understand this.
He's
but
not going to be
Bring him back
back.
quickly.
Thomas, desperate times, desperate measures. There's no one left. We'll have to go raid the under. We're already having to take school kids as quarantines. We have to go and raid
Take
the
your
under
kids out of school.
16s.
I love
At this
that.
point,
I'd be ashamed when he goes in the summer because he is good value, isn't he? He's
Is it
good
possible,
value.
Ange?
Yeah, he's great. He's great value. I'm
quite
taking
funny,
kids
yeah.
out of school. He's funny. Yeah, he's funny. Guaranteed a trophy, mate.
I'm also looking for a new husband as well as a new Spurs manager. If anyone's interested, let me know. Outrageous.
Any more questions? This is actually a good just one to end on from Omar. Because Lee, you were saying, Sam, you said at the start you want a second Liverpool attacker.
Yes, I've got two now.
Yeah, Omar saying third Liverpool player or leave a slot for slot.
Oh, that's a good question.
It's interesting because I would
question.
say, like, in a double game week, Slot is getting more points than Jota with that chip. Because Jota's only starting one game.
You'd think so. It's a fair comment.
I think
that was part of the reason why I didn't go Jota as well.
Well, because I don't have a Liverpool defender, so I've just got the 2 attackers. So I've still got a slot for Slot if that's how I wanted to go. However, I don't know that I want to go with Slot. Like, I think I'd rather chase some upside with it and go for somebody that's got the 5 places above them potential.
But would you cut yourself off it by getting a third now?
Yeah, I would, because I don't think because I don't think I'd play it right now, well, I mean, you can't play it till 24, but yeah,
it's coming around though. Isn't
it? I think going for 3, because you haven't got the potential upside of the 5 place thing with Liverpool, I think there's a good chance that a Liverpool attacker, if you get the right one, outscores Slot. Because I think they'll lose the clean sheet. And one of the games is Everton, who are defensively quite solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, final question. And this podcast is going out after tonight's game, so obviously Odegaard could smash it, but sell Bruno for Gordon or Odegaard? Because we didn't actually mention Odegaard or Martinelli at the start. I'm not massively enamoured by Odegaard. Not really.
Well, I think it depends what happens tonight, doesn't it? Because he's going to end up taking, you would expect, Saka's corners from that side, and you'd expect him now to be on penalties. So suddenly his set-piece threat's gone up massively. I think there's potential there. I basically couldn't work out how to invest in the Arsenal attack, which is why I decided to not go for an Arsenal attacker, on the basis that I didn't know if I wanted Martinelli, Odegaard, Jesus. Like, there's so many of them. It was kind of like, well, I don't really know how I feel. So my gut feeling was to watch them tonight, and then look at reinvesting either in an attacker or potentially in another defender further down the line. But because there's Trossard as well in that conversation. Like, all of them could be the right answer, but I feel like right now we don't really know. So
I just think with Gordon you do know, and his fixtures.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Gordon
That's
you
the
do.
thing.
Yeah, with Gordon you do, but equally by the end of tonight, I think you might have a better understanding with Arsenal as well.
I don't think it's that difficult, that one. I think it's Gordon.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just think for a team that are really finding, if I'm being generous, they're finding their feet, aren't they, under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United? But they're having a hard old time of it. They've got the captain is not going to be available, and say what you want about him, but he is the engine room in there, no doubt about it. No Ugarte either. They will be at home at Old Trafford, so they won't be allowed to sit back and defend. They'll have to go and attack, and they'll leave space in behind. And the likes of Joelinton, Tonali, the amount of possession ones stats for Tonali, he's been brilliant, right? Low key, because none of us are talking about him in FPL, obviously, because he's a 6. But he has been low key brilliant for Newcastle over the last few weeks, and he's the reason they're playing really well. I can see Isak filling his boots, and I can see Gordon getting in behind plenty of times. So, if you're going to ask a question about Gordon or Arsenal in a team where you're not really sure who to go to in Arsenal, and Odegaard's a bit of a question mark still potentially, just go and get Gordon alongside Isak and just enjoy the points, I think.
I just don't know that they will be by the end of tonight. I think by the end of the game today, we'll have a better understanding of how Arsenal look without Saka.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they wouldn't do it now.
But it also won't get easier than tonight.
No, it won't. It won't.
So if they win 5-0, it's not massively surprising.
No, but equally, I think that there's a load of players that are on that basis. Like, I very, very nearly went Bowen this week for the Southampton game, but then I didn't fancy the games that follow particularly against Liverpool, but then after that it's Man City. Well, who knows? So I decided against Bowen on the basis that I would have one nice fixture in 3, and then it's hard. Like, everybody's the same. Whereas with Arsenal, I kind of feel like I liked being trebled up on them. I don't like not being trebled up on them because they were doing really well for me. So I would like to replace that Saka spot, but I can see it being a Gabby Jesus instead of a midfielder. So for me, I just wanted to give myself that extra thinking time. Yeah,
fair enough. All right, we'll leave that there. Thank you very much, Sam and Lee, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
All good. Best of luck for Gameweek19, everybody. Do check out Sleeper. And we've got tomorrow, myself and Chris will be on the channel, so that'll be good fun. I'm sure. Looking for...
That'd be more chaotic than this one.
Yeah, Chris is going to tell us about why he bought Bruno, and so I'm sure he'll be happy about that.
Did he buy Bruno? Is he the reason why Bruno got
I
sent
think
off?
he did, yeah.
He is a nightmare for breaking players. I didn't realise he'd done that.
Yeah,
Nightmare.
And then myself and Neil will be back at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening for team news, so do check that out as well. If you're listening on the podcast, drop us a 5-star review, like and subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you very soon. Enjoy the leftovers from your Christmas dinners. Thanks, Sam and Lee. Cheers, guys.
Bye, Tom.
See you later.
Bye.